So you're thinking about making that move to Peachtree Corners, Georgia, and you're wanting to know, is this area really going to work for you? Is it convenient for you? Are you commuting to the downtown Atlanta area? Or do you need to know how far it is to the airport? Is there good shopping and dining in the area? What is there to do in Peachtree Corners, Georgia? We're going to address these issues and questions and more in this video as we take a tour around Peachtree Corners, Georgia, so that you can learn everything you need to know about living in Peachtree Corners. And we're doing it right now. Let's do it. Hey, if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything there is about living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area, like living here in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, then make sure to subscribe, tap that bell so you don't miss out on any of the weekly videos that we drop on the current market here in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Jonathan McCoy, Atlanta's Drew McCoy, and I'm getting calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make that move here to Atlanta, and we love it. So whether you're making that move now, a month from now, or a year from now, reach out to us as we'd be happy to help you make that smooth move here to Atlanta. Okay, let's jump on over to the computer and start going around Peachtree Corners, Georgia. One of the first things you want to answer right out of the box is, where is Peachtree Corners, Georgia? Well, if this is at downtown Atlanta right here, go northeast of Peachtree Corners, and it is outlined right here. I'm not going to do all the funky little drawings there, but Peachtree Corners, Georgia is right there. So northeast of Atlanta. If you're looking to make that commute from Peachtree Corners to Atlanta, we're talking about 22 miles to the heart of Atlanta. Right now, as you see here on this map, this is 26 minutes, but this really is without traffic. Atlanta traffic can be pretty harsh, so on an average traffic day, you're probably more adding 30 minutes onto this commute, maybe a little bit longer, 45 minutes. So think about an hour to downtown Atlanta if you're talking about normal Atlanta traffic. Now, let's say you travel a lot, whether it be for work or you just like to get out and travel. Peachtree Corners, Georgia is about 32 miles from the airport, 36 minutes right now, and not really any traffic. If you're going to add traffic, more like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour on a good day, but think more about an hour and 15 minutes. There are a few ways to get there. You can either go straight down, this is 141, hit 285, which 285 is the perimeter around Atlanta. So if you wanted to go around the perimeter of Atlanta, this right here goes all the way around Atlanta. That's 285. Peachtree Corners, pretty close to 285, so easy to hit. So Peachtree Corners, convenient to 285 here, and 285 jumps onto 85, which comes all the way down through Atlanta and then south. One thing you definitely want to consider living in Peachtree Corners, if you fly a lot and need to get down to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, that is a little bit of a commute. If you are deciding to call Peachtree Corners, Georgia your home and you want to know, well, what's really right there in Peachtree Corners? Somewhere that I don't have to drive a long way to. Let's explore that area right now. So the two biggest things to point out in Peachtree Corners, the highlights of Peachtree Corners, are right here. This is the Peachtree Corners Town Center. Has lots of shopping and dining options. And right over here, which is the Forum, right across the street from it. Matter of fact, there's a bridge that connects the Forum and the Peachtree Corners Town Center, and at the Forum, also lots of shopping and dining options. When it comes to the Peachtree Corners Town Center, I've actually done a video for it, so you can look at it if you're interested in that. Some great things over here. There's the Town Green, where you can look at concerts. They do free concerts in the warmer months of the year. There's the Town Green's also just fun for kids to play on. When they have festivals and fairs, the Town Green is kind of the center of it, and they block off a street that runs right behind it for a lot of tent setups, a lot of vendor setups. They have some car shows here, so really fun place to hang out at. The Peachtree Corners Town Center has a movie theater, and as we said, lots of shopping and dining options. Some of my favorite restaurants over there would be Marlowe's Tavern, Fire and Stone Pizza, Taqueria Tsunami, just to name a few of the restaurants over there that are very enjoyable. There's also a cool playground for kids that they just put up that has a ton of things to climb on and slide down, as well as a splash pad for those hot summer months. If you venture over to the Forum, there's a lot more shopping options with definitely some dining options as well. My office is conveniently located actually right here, not pictured over here. But you got DSW, you got Banana Republic, you got Belk, Home Goods is super popular, Pottery Barn. For those that are on the lookout for it, yes, Trader Joe's right there in the Forum area. There are some people that'll make that move just for Trader Joe's here. As far as your dining, you got La Paria right here, which is a Mexican restaurant, California Pizza Kitchen, you got your Chipotle, you got your Moe's. There's a new salad place that's I haven't tried out yet, but looking forward to, called Chopped. So there's a lot of options here at the Forum as well. Now, so other dining and shopping options to be aware of is right across from Trader Joe's, you'll find a Lidl. A lot of people find that really great place to shop at, as well as an Aldi down here. If you're looking for that a little bit lower prices or convenient shopping, that Lidl and that Aldi, really good options there. In addition, you also have an Ingles that's located right here. Back in the Peachtree Corners Town Center area, you have a Sprouts. For more shopping down in the south part of Peachtree Corners, there's also a Publix supermarket, and right next to Publix there is a Target. So you are pretty much covered for all of your shopping when it comes to groceries, when it comes to clothing and the like. As far as dining is concerned, you got your sit-down restaurants. There's also a number of fast food restaurants as well right in this area here. You've got an Arby's, you've got a Wendy's, you've got a Taco Bell. You are plenty covered when it comes to eating in this area. And one last place to eat that I would be really sad if I didn't remember is Extreme Teriyaki right here. Extreme Teriyaki is like a fast food hibachi. It's fantastic. It's relatively inexpensive, so check it out if you're coming to this area and want some fast food, hibachi style food. So check it out, I really love it. Another thing to be aware of in the Peachtree Corners area is for jobs, and there has been a huge push for tech companies to come into Peachtree Corners over the last 10 years or so, and that's really happening right here in Technology Parkway or Tech Park in Peachtree Corners. There's a really amazing thing that's happening here is in about, I think it's about a mile and a half down this road here, there is actually a self-driving bus. This is only one of, I believe, 2 in the entire world that is doing self-driving buses and the technology that they're researching here in Tech Park. You can actually go ride on this bus. It's free. I will say this though, I've tried to look and schedule appointments and hop on. I've seen it running before, but I actually haven't been successful yet. But it's really fascinating here. A lot of mobile technology going along as it comes to these self-driving vehicles. There's even a solar roadway that they're working with. Just amazing things happening here. It's not all just driving in this tech parkway here, but a lot of technology companies are moving here. There's also Georgia Tech has a small campus here and does some classes and teaching here. So just amazing opportunities here. A lot of young people moving here that are in the tech industry that are then looking to find houses, whether it be apartments, condos, townhomes, or single family homes here in the Peachtree Corners area. So definitely wanted to point out Tech Parkway. Another must that you need to know about Peachtree Corners are just some really cool parks that are around here. So I'm going to start. This is kind of when people think Peachtree Corners, they think this area in here. A lot of the single-family residents are in this area. And even though this is the edge of Peachtree Corners where the Chattahoochee River, this is the Chattahoochee River right here, it runs about 7 to 8 miles of the border of Peachtree Corners. Right here is Jones Bridge Park. This is a really fun park to hang out in. They've got a really nice playground. Chattahoochee River's right here. In those summer months, you can hop and splash in it. If you like to fish, there's fishing around here. You can also take out right here if you like to canoe or kayak or tubing, because right along here, what you find is a boat ramp and a place you can put in for the Chattahoochee National Forest services for the Chattahoochee River. So again, if you like to fish, kayak, canoe, you can put in right here, river goes this way, and you can take out here at Jones Bridge Park. If you're looking for a place to kind of take some longer walks, a little bit of hiking, maybe, and you want to feel like you're not in the middle of the city, there is right in here is Simpson Wood Park. Simpson Wood Park is a vast network of trails. A lot of these trails are not paved. Makes you feel like you're really in a, out in nature. It's really fun to walk in. Last time my family were there, we saw like a herd of deer that were out and about. I think we lost count at like 30 deer that we saw. Came across some turtle shells, walk along the river a little bit here at the Chattahoochee. It's just really fun. If you're really looking to walk out in nature, maybe you got a dog and you want to go take the dog out for a walk, this is just a great area here at Simpsonwood Park. Now, if your heart desires more around sports, you can come over here to Pinckneyville Park. This just is in the edge of Peachtree Corners. On this side of Pinckneyville Park, you have baseball and softball fields. There's actually a roller hockey rink where some people do roller hockey. It's a covered area for that. There's a skate park here for those that like to skateboard. I'd break my neck on a skateboard, so I'm glad I didn't know about this when I was a kid. I was more a bike rider, but I would have totally wiped out there, I am sure. Also, plenty of trails to walk on. Most of them are paved around here. Lots of playground areas for kids. There's a little pond here. Pinckneyville Park is really cool. Across the street, even though it's technically not in Peachtree Corners, so yes, right across the street is more Pinckneyville Park, where they have a soccer complex. Super great place to play soccer at. So if you have your kids that are interested in soccer, take them here. Fantastic area. Okay, when it comes to schools, now there's some schools in Peachtree Corners. There's some that you live in Peachtree Corners, but you actually go outside of Peachtree Corners to Norcross. But you've got Simpsonwood Elementary School that's right in here, right over in this area here is Peachtree Elementary School. You've got your middle school that's right in here, which is Pinckneyville Middle School. There's also some private schools in the area that to be aware of. Wesleyan, which is a highly touted private school, is right here. You also have Cornerstone, which is a private school that's right over here in this area. So there are private and public options. Now, when it comes to the high school, it actually jumps out of Peachtree Corners for Norcross High School. Norcross High School is an international baccalaureate school, which is important if you're actually looking to go do some college experience outside the U.S. So international baccalaureate degrees help you do that. Also, it's very unique in Georgia. Usually when you live in a specific school district, you have one high school to go to. Well, it happens to be in this area, you've got a second option. And that second option is actually over here in this area where you will find Paul Duke STEM School. Now, STEM School is a school that specializes in science, technology, engineering, and math. Highly touted school. School is a little more interesting. They don't have sports. They do have some extracurricular activities such as like orchestra, I believe, and things like that. You do still go through English and social studies and all those things when it comes to a high school diploma, but they specialize in technology. And one of the fun things that's happening here at Paul Duke is they are partnering up with some of those businesses that are in Tech Parkway to give students there just really unique experiences and opportunities, really fun, really cool things happening here in Peachtree Corners and opportunities here at Paul Duke STEM School. So maybe you're thinking, okay, that's inside Peachtree Corners. What's close to Peachtree Corners that might be fun to go to? So I'm going to point out some of the areas that you may enjoy. So let's say that you're looking for concerts. Let's say you really enjoy music. Well, you got some options. So over here in this area, you'll find the Gas South District. There's Gas South Arena. Here you have concerts that are put on often by nationally and internationally known bands, so very popular right in here. Over in this area, I believe it's somewhere in there on my map, you'll find the Verizon Amphitheater. The Verizon Amphitheater, obviously outdoor arena, that hosts, again, international acts that come and do music. Music's a big thing here in Atlanta, the metro Atlanta area. There are a ton of places to go listen to it. Even in Peachtree Corners, you'll have acts that come in, usually local bands or cover bands at the Peachtree Corners Town Center. Here in Duluth, you will find a downtown area that also plays music, but also there you have something called Eddie Owens Presents. Eddie's Attic was a place located in Decatur that he used to own that now he's brought out to Duluth. There are acts that came to Eddie Owen when it was Eddie's Attic down in Decatur that became nationally and internationally known. And now you can come see some of those acts here in downtown Duluth, so really close to Peachtree Corners. Going back over to Gas South Arena, there's also the Gladiators, which is a hockey team. It's professional but not an NHL team. You can also find professional lacrosse here. There's a theater here with acts and plays and the like. So again, close to Peachtree Corners, you can find that. If you want some more dining options, downtown Norcross is a fun place to get something to eat. Downtown Duluth has some great options. And then I leave this up because right here is Buford Highway. And Buford Highway, as you go in these areas here, is known for its international cuisine. There are, I think, over 60 nations represented in cuisine when it comes to this area and Buford Highway. So if you want to experience international cuisine, this is the place to go. There's also right in here in the Pleasant Hill area, this has a ton of Korean cuisine, Korean barbecue. And so there's a lot of representation here outside of Korean. There's Vietnamese food that you can find here. There's some good Chinese food that you can find here. So if you're looking more for international cuisine, again, Peachtree Corners, conveniently located, hop on over to these. Great food. Now, jumping back over to some outdoor activities, if you like to bike or you like to just run or walk and you want a longer trail to go on, right over in this area starts the Big Creek Greenway. And the Big Creek Greenway is fantastic. On this part of the Big Creek Greenway, that's 9 miles of paved path. This goes along wetlands and Big Creek, so there's plenty of wildlife to see, plenty of nature to see. Again, you feel like you're not in the Atlanta area if you want to get out and about. To give you a little closer view as we zoom in here, this right here is the Big Creek Greenway. Here's Big Creek. It starts over here and it wraps around these points here. Again, 9 miles of it. One of the cool things that's happening over the next few years is actually 2 parks of the Big Creek Greenway. There's one on the Fulton County side, and then a few miles north of that, you got some in Forsyth County. That in addition to that 9 miles, there's actually 16.5 miles of it. So you can eventually they're going to connect them all. So this is the Forsyth part of the Big Creek Greenway. There's some future trailhead here that needs to be done still, and then they're still trying to work out how do you connect kind of the south part of the Big Creek Greenway with the north part of the Big Creek Greenway. Once they have that done and connect those, I mean, you're going to probably have about 30 miles worth of path to ride on, which is just going to be fantastic. If you're looking to take a little bit longer adventure, so going a little further out from Peachtree Corners, if you want to come up here, this is Lake Lanier. So Peachtree Corners, again, northeast of Atlanta, go a little bit more northeast, you're going to come to Lake Lanier. So to get to right to the edge of Lake Lanier on the south side, you're talking about a 20-mile drive, 34 minutes. Now the dam's right here. There's some picnic areas here. There are some boat ramps that are publicly accessible to put in your boat if you want to go boating on Lake Lanier. Go around this way. There is the Lake Lanier Islands and Adventure Park and a lodge right here that's really nice. There's golfing up there, so there's a lot of fun opportunities on Lake Lanier if that's where you want to go up to. On Lake Lanier, if you're into fishing, striper fishing is huge. You can catch some huge striped bass. I've actually never gone striper fishing. I enjoy fishing, but I've never done striper fishing. So they do have some guided tours up there that can make your day a little easier and nicer. If theme parks are your thing, there is a Six Flags over Georgia. Now it's a little bit of a commute, 30 miles. Again, right now, not any traffic showing. This is more of a hour and 15-minute commute, especially right now with a bunch of construction going on this side of 285. But Six Flags is out I-20 on the west side of Atlanta. There's a number of Six Flags in different states. I know there's one in Texas. I think there's one out in California. I know there's other ones, but I don't do a ton of roller coasters anymore. But growing up, I loved this. Six Flags has a ton of roller coasters, lots of shows, events going on. Halloween's big out there. I think they open around spring break time, which is April. In this area, and then they go all the way till around Christmas time. So there is a short period where they're closed. It's really affordable too. I think you can get a season pass for one person for like 50 or 60 bucks, somewhere in there. So, but again, if you want to commute there, have a great time with the kids or adults that love to ride roller coasters, Six Flags is a fun opportunity and a great day spent out there. There's a water park out there as well that they've added. It's been a while since I've been out there, but Six Flags is still pretty conveniently close. If you want to go to the zoo, there is Zoo Atlanta. Zoo Atlanta has improved a ton since I was a kid. There's so many cool features and things that they've done and areas that they've built up for Zoo Atlanta. So from Peachtree Corners, Zoo Atlanta is in the downtown Atlanta area. This is a 23-mile length to go, about 30 minutes without traffic. Again, you're talking about 45 minutes to an hour probably with traffic. But Zoo Atlanta, fun place to visit. They used to do in some of the libraries free passes. I know they don't have it in Gwinnett anymore, but if you don't have to move to Peachtree Corners but watching this and move to Fulton, sometimes they do free passes through the library to get in here. So look that up. But Zoo Atlanta is really a great experience for the kids. Lots of things to see, lots of exhibits that look great, that start to match up with a lot of the big zoos that are around the country. So if you're into animals, definitely check it out. For this next one, I'm going to start with the aquarium, but we're going to move on since we just did the zoo. We'll talk about the aquarium. The Georgia Aquarium here is in downtown Atlanta. A 25-minute drive without traffic, 20 miles from Peachtree Corners. So far, we haven't really talked about, we're going to hit it now. There is mass transit in and around Atlanta. Gwinnett County has its own mass transit, but they hook up with the Atlanta Mass Transit, which is known as MARTA. Most of these are buses, but it also has a rail system too. And the closest one to Peachtree Corners is here in the Dorville area. So in the Dorville area, you can hop on to MARTA and it will take you straight down to this aquarium area. If you are looking again for a fun time, kids, without kids, whatever, highly recommend going to the aquarium at least once. Well worth it. But if you are going to take the time to go down to this area of Atlanta, you have a ton of options down here. So again, it's really nice that MARTA actually lets out right around here. And what do we have down here? Well, I said you've got the aquarium right here. There are a ton of things down here. You've got State Farm Arena. This is where the Atlanta Hawks play, the NBA team. You also have lots of concert events that happen here when the Hawks aren't playing. Right next to it is Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Mercedes-Benz is where the Atlanta Falcons play, the NFL. You also have other things like the SEC Championship game that's held here every year. You have Monster Truck that comes here, huge like stadium concerts, lots of things happening here at Mercedes-Benz, and it's an amazing stadium, state-of-the-art, really cool place. If you ever watch a Falcons game, there's a reason why people aren't in the seats a lot. Well, one is the Falcons aren't the greatest NFL team, but the other is there's just really cool things and restaurants in here to do. Again, that's really close to the aquarium. You also have the College Football Hall of Fame. You have the World of Coke. You have the Children's Museum of Atlanta. You have the National Center for Civil Rights and Human Rights. So there are a ton of things to visit down here. There's the CNN Center here. Come down here. Easy to spend the day touring just this area of Atlanta. And again, if you're coming to any of these and you don't want to drive, MARTA is a great option here because it just drops off right in the center. Easy to get on, easy to get off. Now let's go a little bit further. So let's say that you love to hike in the mountains. Well, the great thing about Atlanta is the mountains are not that far away. Quickest route to Blue Ridge, which is pretty far up into the North Georgia mountains, is an hour and 35-minute drive, 97 miles. Shorter drive, but a little longer just because you're not on freeway, is a 77.5-mile drive here. Get up to Blue Ridge, but there's some great areas to go in North Georgia. Lots of great hiking up here, waterfalls to go see, some popular places up here. You've got Ellijay here, Helen's super popular, Tallulah Falls, great place. Hiawassee, man, I can just keep circling up here. There's lots of fun places to hit and lots of hiking around here. So living in Peachtree Corners, you have relatively fast access to the mountains. But let's say that you are not a mountain person or you love the mountains, but you also love the beach. Quickest way to get to the beach from Peachtree Corners is going to right here, which is Tybee Island, which is right outside of Savannah. So if you want to go down here to visit Savannah, which is a fantastic city, or down to Tybee Island, which is pretty much our closest beach, you are looking at about a 4-hour and 40-minute drive, which is about 283 miles. So on a full tank of gas, you can get from Peachtree Corners down to what would be the closest beach to you, Tybee Island. We've talked about a lot of things around Peachtree Corners and in Peachtree Corners. Well, let's talk about housing now. So the median sales price for a home in Peachtree Corners is $528,000. Now, you can obviously find some higher than that and some lower than that, but the median sales price is $528,000. Most of the time when we're talking housing in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, we're talking about this area right in here. It does go a little further, can get into this area here, which is known as Berkeley Lake, but some Peachtree Corners runs into there. Peachtree Corners also comes down into this area in here. But the heart of Peachtree Corners, single-family detached homes that a lot of people talk about, are right in that area. In this area in Peachtree Corners, there is very little when it comes to brand new homes. Most of these are resale. However, there are a few. There is a new construction community happening right here, just the Waterside community. It's a combination. It's going to have condos in it. It's going to have townhomes in it. It's going to have single-family detached homes. Not very big lots when it comes to these new construction homes. The townhomes are in the $500,000 to $600,000 range, and they go up from there. This is also going to have a senior living area with a memory facility coming in. So it's very interesting new home builds that are happening right here. If you're looking for townhomes, there's also a new community that's being built right here. It's only going to be about, I think, 30 or 40 townhomes that are going here. It's a small little one, but they have not started construction on it yet. I've not seen prices on it yet. If I had to guess, I'm guessing between $400,000 and $500,000 is probably going to be the pricing they put on these townhomes that are being built right here. One of the things to know about homes in Peachtree Corners, Georgia, is there's a lot of the homes that were built in the 80s and 90s, and these communities in here, from 3-bedroom all the way to 6- and 7-bedroom homes. If you're looking for some of the area or homes that may be a little less expensive in this area, there are some homes right in here that you're going to find in the $400,000 range. In this area of North Manor in here, you can find again some homes maybe in the $400,000 range. But you can get pricier when you get into some of the more popular subdivisions. Like right in this area here, you're talking about homes in Amberfield that range in the $600,000 plus. So things to know about Peachtree Corners, Georgia. There's about 42,000 residents that live in Peachtree Corners. It takes up about 17 square miles. And on the northern border of it, you're looking at the Chattahoochee River that runs about 7 miles of the border of Peachtree Corners, Georgia. When it comes to public schools inside of Peachtree Corners, you have Peachtree Elementary and Simpsonwood Elementary and Pinckneyville Middle. The homes in this community are also served by homes outside of Peachtree Corners at Paul Duke High School and Norcross High School, as well as there's a small bit that are served by Berkeley Lake Elementary School, Duluth Middle, and Duluth High School. So that's what we're talking about when it comes to the schools that serve this community. Now, those are the public schools. The private schools we talked about, we mentioned Wesleyan, and we mentioned Cornerstone. The average household income in this community is $110,000. Those are some of the many things that you would want to know about living here in Peachtree Corners, Georgia. Again, great area to live in, lots of shopping and dining options. Home prices in this area are higher than the average home in Metro Atlanta area, but Peachtree Corners is convenient to the downtown Atlanta area, convenient to parks and outdoor activities, relatively quick drive to the North Georgia mountains, or out to Lake Lanier if you want to live that lake life. Overall, this is a great place to live, but let us know what your situation is, so whether you're moving today, in a month, or a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, so we'd be happy to help you make that smooth move here to Atlanta, Georgia. Hope to show you around town soon. Thanks, and we will see you next time.